As we get older, it's natural to want to eat healthier, right? But did you know that over 40% of adults over the age of 60 face serious digestive issues, even when they're eating foods that seem like the right choice? Take Daisy, for example. She's 72, lives in Boston, and was convinced that adding avocado to everything was the key to staying healthy. Like so many others, she was surprised when this simple habit made her feel worse instead of better. After working as a geriatric nutritionist for over 30 years, I've seen this happen time and time again. Seniors, just like you, can be unknowingly making combinations of foods that, instead of boosting your health, actually make things harder on your body. The truth is, after 60, your body doesn't process foods the way it used to, and mixing certain foods with avocados can lead to digestive discomfort, fatigue, or worse. Today, I'm here to share with you 10 common foods that might be causing you more harm than good when combined with avocados. But don't worry, I'll also provide easy and delicious alternatives to help you feel better, stay energized, and live comfortably. I'd love to hear from you. Have you ever eaten something you thought was healthy, only to feel uncomfortable afterward? Drop your city in the comments below and hit subscribe for more helpful tips that can make your golden years even better. Now, let's dive into the first surprising combination that many seniors eat without realizing it might be causing trouble. 1. Milk and cheese. A common combination that can cause trouble. If you're like many seniors, you may enjoy the comforting combination of milk and cheese in your meals. Maybe you start your day with a bowl of cereal and a side of cheese toast, or perhaps you enjoy a cheesy omelet with a glass of milk. Sounds delicious, right? Well, it turns out that for many of us over 60, this might not be the best pairing, especially when it comes to digestion. Here's the thing. Both milk and cheese are high in fats and proteins. These are great for providing energy and supporting our bones, but as we age, our digestive system becomes a bit slower and less efficient. When you combine two heavy foods like milk and cheese, it can sometimes be a challenge for your stomach to break them down properly. This can lead to bloating, gas, and even a feeling of fullness that won't go away. Have you ever finished a meal and felt like you just can't move? That's your digestive system struggling a little more than usual. Take Sophia, a 74-year-old woman from Ohio. She loved her morning glass of milk with a slice of cheese, thinking it was the perfect start to her day. But over time, she began feeling sluggish and bloated, especially after breakfast. When she told me about this, I asked her to try something simple, have her milk at breakfast but save the cheese for a snack later. The change was remarkable. She reported feeling much lighter and more energized in the mornings. So what can you do instead? If you're craving that creamy taste, try switching to lactose-free milk or a non-dairy alternative like almond milk. Many of my patients find these alternatives much gentler on their stomachs. And instead of cheese, you could try a small serving of Greek yogurt. It's easier to digest and packed with probiotics, which are great for gut health. If you want to keep things savory, why not try avocado with a sprinkle of nutritional yeast? This combo can satisfy your cheesy cravings without causing digestive distress. The key here is to space out your milk and cheese. If you enjoy dairy, have them at different times of the day rather than together. This gives your digestive system a bit more time to process each food. It's a small change, but it can make a big difference in how you feel. 2. Eggs. Why your favorite breakfast combo might be draining your energy. Eggs are often considered the perfect breakfast food. They're quick, easy to make, and packed with protein. Maybe you enjoy eggs scrambled with toast, a boiled egg on the side, or even a classic egg sandwich. It feels like a great way to kickstart your day, right? But for many seniors, mixing eggs with certain foods, especially avocados, can lead to unwanted feelings of fatigue and sluggishness, something you definitely don't need as you go about your day. Here's what's happening. Eggs are rich in protein and fats, which are excellent for giving you energy. However, as we age, our bodies can take longer to digest these proteins and fats. When you pair eggs with foods like avocado, which is also high in fats, you may end up overwhelming your digestive system. Instead of feeling energized, your body might struggle to break down this heavy combination, leaving you feeling tired and sluggish, just when you need that boost for the day ahead. Take Leo, a 68-year-old man from Texas, for example. He used to make a breakfast sandwich every morning, loading it up with eggs, avocado, and some cheese. He loved how it tasted but noticed that he often felt exhausted just a few hours after eating. After hearing about his issue, I suggested he try switching things up a bit. Have his eggs alone for breakfast and save the avocado for later in the day. The change was remarkable. Leo felt lighter, more awake, and his energy levels were more stable throughout the morning. So what can you do instead? Well, you don't have to give up your eggs entirely. Just try separating them from the avocado. You can have your eggs with a small serving of whole grain toast or a handful of veggies, both of which will help balance the meal and provide you with fiber, making digestion smoother. If you still want to enjoy avocado, save it for a light snack a couple of hours later. That way, you can still enjoy both foods but give your digestive system time to process them properly. Another great alternative? Egg whites. Many seniors find that they're easier to digest than whole eggs and are still a great source of protein. You can make a nice omelet with veggies like spinach, bell peppers, or tomatoes for a light but filling meal. Remember, as we get older, it's not just about the foods we eat but also how and when we combine them. Giving your body time to digest will help you feel more energetic and avoid that post-breakfast fatigue. 3. Red/chicken meat. Timing your protein and avocado right. Protein is essential, especially as we get older. It helps build and maintain muscle, supports our immune system, and keeps our bodies strong. Many seniors enjoy red meat or chicken as a source of protein, perhaps in a hearty steak, a chicken breast, or a nice beef stew. Pairing this with avocado seems like a great idea, doesn't it? After all, avocado is rich in healthy fats that are good for heart health and provide a nice creamy texture to your meal. But did you know that eating these two together at the wrong time can actually be a problem for your digestion and energy levels? As we age, our digestive system slows down, making it harder for the body to process large, protein-heavy meals. Red meat, chicken, and avocado are all heavy foods that require time and energy to break down. When you eat them together, your stomach has to work double time, which can lead to bloating, discomfort, and even fatigue. You may find yourself feeling sluggish or even experience indigestion after eating a big meal that combines these foods. This isn't the ideal situation, especially if you want to enjoy your meal and feel good afterward. Let's take Emma, a 73-year-old woman from Florida, as an example. She loved making steak salads with avocado for lunch, thinking it was a healthy combination. But she started noticing that after she ate, she'd feel incredibly full and uncomfortable, sometimes even taking a nap afterward just to recover. After discussing her meals, I suggested she try separating the two. Emma started having her steak or chicken with a side of vegetables, and then waited a couple of hours before enjoying her avocado with a light snack like crackers. The difference was amazing. She felt lighter and more energized throughout the afternoon, and her digestion improved. So, what's the best way to enjoy these foods without the negative effects? The key is timing. If you want to enjoy red meat or chicken with your avocado, try eating your protein first, at mealtime, and wait at least 2 hours before having any avocado. This gives your stomach the time it needs to process the protein before introducing the fats from the avocado, which can slow down digestion. Alternatively, if you're craving something lighter, try leaner cuts of meat like turkey or chicken breast. These options are easier on your stomach and may cause less of that heavy feeling. Another great option is plant-based protein like lentils or beans, which are easier to digest and provide lots of fiber, keeping you fuller for longer without the sluggishness. The important takeaway here is that it's not about cutting out these foods but about making smarter choices about when you eat them. Your digestive system will thank you for it, and you'll feel better in the long run. 4. Citrus fruits. Why your morning orange and avocado might be causing stomach troubles after 60. Citrus fruits, like oranges, grapefruits, and lemons, are a staple in many senior diets. They're packed with vitamin C, which helps boost the immune system and fight off infections, and they're refreshing too. A lot of us may enjoy a fresh orange in the morning, maybe as part of a breakfast smoothie, or perhaps with a light avocado toast. At first glance, this might seem like a wonderful, nutritious way to start the day, right? But for many seniors, combining citrus with avocado may not be the best choice. Here's why. As we get older, our digestive system becomes more sensitive. Citrus fruits are naturally acidic, which is great for fighting colds and keeping your skin healthy. However, this acidity can irritate the stomach, especially for those who may already have acid reflux or sensitive stomachs. Avocados, while rich in healthy fats, can be heavy to digest, and when combined with citrus, they can slow down the digestion process, leading to discomfort. Let me tell you about Peter, a 68-year-old man from Chicago, who came to me complaining about stomach aches every morning. He had a routine of starting his day with an orange and avocado toast. Peter thought this was a great way to get both vitamins and healthy fats, but over time he started to feel bloated, gassy, and even had mild heartburn after breakfast. He couldn't understand why something so healthy seemed to be causing him so much trouble. After discussing his meals and habits, I recommended separating his citrus and avocado. I suggested he enjoy his orange or grapefruit first thing in the morning and wait at least an hour before having his avocado toast. The change was incredible. Peter reported feeling much better within a week. No more bloating, no more discomfort, and his energy levels shot up. He felt more comfortable after his meals and could start his day with a smile instead of a stomach ache. So what's the key here? The solution is simple: timing. If you love your citrus fruits, enjoy them first thing in the morning, and give your body a break before diving into your avocado-rich meal. It's best to wait about an hour before combining them. This gives your stomach the time it needs to digest the citrus before the avocado enters the picture. If you have acid reflux, this becomes even more important, as mixing these two can lead to uncomfortable heartburn or indigestion. Looking for alternatives? Try non-citrus fruits like berries, apples, or pears with your avocado. These fruits are lower in acid and easier on the stomach. You could also enjoy your citrus as a snack later in the day or pair it with a light meal to avoid digestive overload. 5. Potatoes/corn. Be careful mixing these popular starches with avocado. Potatoes and corn are staples in many kitchens, especially for seniors. Whether it's a comforting baked potato or a side of corn at dinner, these foods are easy to prepare and satisfying. But did you know that combining them with avocado might be causing more harm than good, especially if you're over 60? For many seniors, starches like potatoes and corn can be a go-to option for adding energy to their meals. However, these foods are high in carbohydrates, which can cause a spike in blood sugar, especially for those managing diabetes or prediabetes. When you mix them with avocado, which is rich in fats, it can lead to slower digestion and affect how your body processes those sugars. This often leaves you feeling sluggish or even more tired than usual after a meal. Let me share the experience of Lauren, a 73-year-old woman from Florida. Lauren loved having mashed potatoes with avocado as a side dish for lunch. She thought the healthy fats in the avocado balanced out the carbs from the potatoes, making for a nutritious and filling meal. But soon after, she noticed that she started feeling more tired in the afternoons and even needed a nap, something she never used to do. She couldn't understand why this was happening. After we looked at her eating habits, I suggested we make a simple change. I recommended she eat her potatoes or corn with her lunch but save the avocado for a snack later in the day, ideally 2 to 3 hours after her meal. This gave her body the time it needed to process the carbs before adding the healthy fats into the mix. The change was noticeable almost immediately. Lauren felt more energetic, less bloated, and no longer had to rely on naps after her meals. So why does this happen? When you eat starches like potatoes or corn, your body breaks them down into glucose, which can cause your blood sugar to rise. Adding avocado, which slows down digestion, can cause that glucose to linger in your bloodstream, leading to an energy crash. By spacing out the timing between your potatoes and avocado, your body can process the carbs more efficiently, keeping your blood sugar stable and your energy up. If you're looking for a gentler alternative, sweet potatoes are a great option. They have a lower glycemic index than regular potatoes, which means they raise your blood sugar more slowly. Many of my older patients find that swapping sweet potatoes for regular potatoes gives them more consistent energy throughout the day. You could also try eating sweet corn with some lean protein to help balance out the carbs, or if you prefer, save the avocado for later in the afternoon when you have a light snack. 6. Beans. Why this healthy combination could upset your stomach after 60. Beans are often hailed as a superfood, packed with protein, fiber, and a range of essential nutrients. For seniors, they're a go-to choice for heart health and maintaining a balanced diet. Whether it's kidney beans, black beans, or chickpeas, many older adults love to incorporate them into their meals. And what's better than adding avocado to your beans, right? It's a healthy combination that seems to be a natural fit. But here's the issue. For people over 60, combining beans and avocados can sometimes create a perfect storm for digestive problems. Let's break it down. When we get older, our digestive system slows down a bit. It's just a part of aging. Both beans and avocados are high in fiber. While fiber is excellent for digestion, consuming it in large amounts, especially in combination, can overwhelm the digestive system. The result? Bloating, gas, and that uncomfortable, full feeling that can linger for hours after eating. Take Emily, a 77-year-old patient I worked with. Emily loved making a big batch of bean and avocado salad every week for her church potluck. It was a healthy dish, full of vibrant veggies, and she was always proud to share it. But she started noticing that during choir practice, she often felt bloated and uncomfortable. She couldn't figure out why. When she came to see me, we dug into her eating habits, and the combination of beans and avocado popped up as a likely culprit. After discussing her meals, we made a simple change. Emily decided to eat her bean salad at lunch and save the avocado for her afternoon snack, like with some crackers. The results were almost immediate. Emily reported feeling much more comfortable and no longer had to worry about the bloating during choir practice. So what exactly is going on here? Beans, like all legumes, contain complex carbohydrates and fiber. When we eat them, our body breaks down these carbs slowly. But when combined with avocado, which is high in fats and fiber, the digestive process becomes slower, which can lead to gas and bloating as everything moves through the digestive system at a slower pace. The good news is that there are simple ways to avoid this issue. The best practice is to separate the beans and avocado by a couple of hours. This gives your body time to process the beans before adding in the avocado. For example, you could enjoy a bean salad for lunch and save the avocado for a snack later in the day. Another tip I recommend is to try lentils instead of regular beans. Lentils are much easier on the stomach and have a gentler effect on digestion. Many of my older patients have told me they find lentils easier to digest, which means fewer stomach issues. You can make a simple lentil soup and enjoy your avocado with crackers or a light snack afterward. 7. Tomatoes. Why mixing avocados with tomatoes can cause heartburn after 60. Tomatoes are often considered a staple in a healthy diet. Many seniors love adding fresh tomatoes to their salads, sandwiches, or making tomato-based sauces. They're juicy, delicious, and packed with vitamins. And when paired with avocado, it seems like a perfect, nutritious combination. The creamy avocado and tangy tomatoes could make a lovely addition to any meal. However, if you're over 60, mixing tomatoes and avocados may not be the best idea, especially if you've experienced heartburn or acid reflux. As we age, our stomachs tend to become more sensitive to acidic foods like tomatoes. They can trigger acid reflux or that unpleasant burning sensation in your chest, especially if you're prone to heartburn. Tomatoes, being naturally acidic, can cause irritation to the stomach lining. When combined with avocado, the fat content in the avocado slows down digestion, which can worsen acid reflux symptoms. Let me share a story about Lucy, one of my 82-year-old patients from a small town in Massachusetts. Lucy is an avid gardener, and she takes great pride in her homegrown tomatoes. Every year, she would prepare a tomato and avocado salad, thinking she was doing something good for her health. But soon after, she would notice that she felt a burning sensation in her chest, which would last for hours. She didn't understand why it kept happening, especially since tomatoes and avocado both seemed like healthy choices. When she came to me for a consultation, we looked at her eating habits. It was clear that the combination of tomatoes and avocados was the problem. The acid from the tomatoes combined with the fats from the avocado was causing her digestive system to work overtime, which was triggering her acid reflux. We made a simple adjustment. Lucy started having her tomatoes at lunch, and she saved her avocado for a snack later in the day, about 2 hours after her meal. The difference was immediate. Lucy reported that her heartburn disappeared, and she could enjoy both foods without any discomfort. So, if you're someone who enjoys tomatoes and avocado together, here's what I recommend. First, eat the tomatoes and wait about 2 hours before adding avocado to your meal. This gives your stomach enough time to process the acidic tomatoes before introducing the fats in the avocado. If you're sensitive to acid reflux, it's best to avoid combining them at dinner, as the discomfort could affect your sleep. If you're looking for an alternative that's gentler on the stomach, I suggest cucumbers. Cucumbers are not acidic like tomatoes, and they're much easier on your stomach. They pair wonderfully with avocado, and they don't trigger heartburn or acid reflux. Many of my patients find that this combination is not only refreshing but also easier to digest, especially in the evening when you're winding down. 8. Rice. Senior warning: why rice and avocado together might be making you tired. Rice is a staple in many seniors' diets. It's comforting, easy to prepare, and often serves as the base for a variety of meals. Whether it's a simple rice bowl for lunch, a side with dinner, or part of a larger dish, rice is a go-to for many people. So, when you add avocado to your rice, it seems like a healthy choice, right? It's creamy, nutrient-packed, and adds a bit of luxury to an otherwise simple meal. However, for seniors, combining rice and avocado might be making you feel more tired than energized. Let's take a closer look at why. The issue lies in how your body processes rice and avocado, especially as we age. Rice, particularly white rice, is high in carbohydrates, which your body breaks down into sugar. This causes a rapid rise in blood sugar, and while it gives you a quick boost of energy, that energy quickly drops, leaving you feeling tired, sluggish, and even a bit foggy. Now, when you add avocado, which is high in healthy fats, it slows down digestion, making your blood sugar stay elevated longer before it eventually crashes. The combination of these effects can lead to that afternoon slump that many seniors struggle with. Let's talk about Rose, one of my patients who made this mistake. Rose is 71 and used to love making rice bowls with avocado for lunch. She thought she was making a healthy, balanced meal. But after lunch, she always felt an overwhelming need to take a nap. It got to the point where she couldn't stay awake long enough to finish her afternoon activities, and it was starting to affect her social life and energy levels. When Rose came to me for advice, we discussed her eating habits. It was clear that the rice and avocado combination was contributing to her post-meal fatigue. By the time we looked into it further, she realized she had been unknowingly setting herself up for an energy crash every single day. So what's the solution? Here's what I recommend for most seniors. If you're eating rice, especially white rice, enjoy it first and save the avocado for later. Wait about 2 hours after your meal before having your avocado. This allows your body to process the rice without overwhelming your digestive system with too much fat all at once. You'll have better energy levels throughout the day, and that dreaded post-lunch nap will become a thing of the past. Another thing to consider is switching to brown rice instead of white rice. Brown rice is a whole grain, meaning it has more fiber, which helps your body process it more slowly and prevents that rapid spike and crash in blood sugar. Additionally, it may not have the same effect on your energy levels as white rice does. If you're looking for an alternative to rice that won't make you feel sluggish, I suggest trying quinoa. Quinoa is a fantastic option for seniors because it's a high-protein, nutrient-rich grain that digests more slowly, meaning it won't cause the same blood sugar spikes as rice. Plus, quinoa pairs beautifully with avocado, making it a perfect substitute for rice if you still want that creamy, satisfying texture. 9. Broccoli. Why this healthy vegetable shouldn't be mixed with avocado. Broccoli is one of the healthiest vegetables you can eat. It's packed with vitamins, minerals, and fiber, and it's an essential part of a nutritious diet, especially for seniors. Many of my older patients love adding broccoli to their meals, whether it's steamed, roasted, or raw in salads. It's one of those superfoods that seems like it should go perfectly with just about anything. And, of course, adding avocado to your broccoli seems like a wonderful idea, right? After all, both of these foods are healthy, so why not combine them for a powerhouse meal? But here's the truth. For many seniors, mixing broccoli and avocado can lead to some uncomfortable digestive issues, particularly bloating and gas. You see, both broccoli and avocado are high in fiber. While fiber is great for digestion, eating them together can overwhelm your digestive system, especially as we age and digestion naturally slows down. Let me explain a bit further. As we grow older, our stomachs can take longer to process food, and certain foods require more time to break down than others. Both broccoli and avocado are fiber-rich, which means they take a bit longer to digest. When you eat them together, it's like your stomach is dealing with double the work. This often leads to that uncomfortable feeling of being overly full, gassy, or bloated. Many seniors I work with have told me that after eating a broccoli and avocado meal, they feel like they've eaten too much, even if the portion size wasn't huge. One of my patients, Clara, is a great example. Clara is 76 years old, and she's an avid cook. She loves making healthy meals and often adds avocado to her broccoli salads for lunch. However, after eating these meals, she would often find herself feeling bloated and uncomfortable for hours. One day, after a card game with her friends, she mentioned that she had been experiencing digestive discomfort and bloating every time she ate this combination. After talking it through with Clara, we realized that the fiber in both the broccoli and the avocado was just too much for her digestive system at once. We made a simple change. Clara started eating her steamed broccoli for lunch and saved her avocado for an afternoon snack. And guess what? The bloating and discomfort stopped. She was finally able to enjoy her meals without the digestive issues that had been bothering her for months. So, what's the best solution? If you love broccoli, I recommend steaming it until it's tender. Steamed broccoli is much easier to digest than raw broccoli, and it's gentler on your stomach. Once you've had your broccoli, wait about 2 hours before enjoying any avocado. This gives your body enough time to process the broccoli before the avocado comes into the mix. Another tip I have is to consider switching out broccoli for spinach when pairing with avocado. Many of my older patients find spinach to be much gentler on their stomachs than broccoli. Spinach is also packed with nutrients and is just as versatile as broccoli. It doesn't cause that bloated, gassy feeling that some people get when they eat broccoli and avocado together. Plus, it's just as nutritious, so you won't be missing out on any of the health benefits. 10. Tuna. A warning for seniors about mixing tuna with avocado. Tuna is another one of those foods that many seniors enjoy. It's quick to prepare, packed with protein, and an excellent source of healthy omega-3 fatty acids. Whether it's tuna salad, tuna sandwiches, or a quick tuna bowl, it's a staple in many senior diets. And when you think of pairing it with avocado, it seems like a natural and healthy combination, right? After all, avocado is rich in healthy fats, and tuna is a great source of protein. But here's the thing. Mixing tuna with avocado isn't as good as it seems, especially for seniors. When you combine tuna, which is high in protein and fat, with avocado, which is also rich in healthy fats, it can overwhelm your digestive system. This is because both tuna and avocado are relatively high in fat, and when you eat them together, your stomach has to work harder to break down the meal. As we age, our digestive systems slow down, and this combination can lead to discomfort, especially that heavy feeling in the stomach that lasts for hours. Let me share an example with you. Max, a 74-year-old patient of mine, used to make tuna and avocado sandwiches for lunch. He thought he was eating a healthy meal, and he loved the combination. But after eating it, Max would often feel queasy, uncomfortable, and sluggish. He couldn't understand why he kept feeling that way, even though he was eating foods he thought were good for him. After talking with Max about his eating habits, I realized that the tuna and avocado combination might be the cause of his digestive issues. Both of these foods are nutrient-dense, but the fats in both can be tough on a slower digestive system. So, we made a simple change. Max started eating his tuna first and waited 2 to 3 hours before having any avocado. This small adjustment helped Max feel a lot better. He was still able to enjoy both foods without the discomfort he had been experiencing before. So, if you love tuna, here's my advice. Enjoy it as your main meal and save the avocado for later in the day, ideally 2 to 3 hours apart. This gives your body time to process the tuna before adding the avocado, and it will help reduce the chances of feeling uncomfortable after your meal. Also, remember that tuna can sometimes be high in mercury, so it's a good idea to limit your tuna intake to no more than 2 times a week. If you're looking for an alternative to tuna, consider switching to sardines. Sardines are not only lower in mercury, but they're also easier to digest for many seniors. You can have sardines on toast or add them to a salad, and they pair nicely with avocado for a light evening snack. Plus, sardines are an excellent source of calcium, which is particularly important as we age. Many of my patients have found that sardines are gentler on their stomachs than tuna, and they enjoy them just as much. As we grow older, our bodies change, and so do the ways we process food. What used to be easy to digest can now become a challenge, and the foods we love might not sit well with us as they once did. But don't worry, you don't have to give up the foods you enjoy. It's all about understanding how to combine them at the right time to keep your digestive system working smoothly and your energy levels high. I've worked with so many wonderful seniors over the years, and one thing I've learned is that simple changes, like waiting a few hours between certain foods, can make all the difference. By following the tips shared today, you can continue to enjoy your favorite meals, feel better, and maintain your health with fewer digestive issues. Remember, this isn't just about what you eat. It's about when you eat it and how you combine your foods. With these adjustments, you can enjoy foods like avocado without the discomfort, keeping your days filled with energy, joy, and the activities you love. Now, I'd love to hear from you. Have you tried any of the changes we discussed today? What foods do you find troublesome after 60, and how do you manage them? Share your experiences in the comments below. I'd love to hear your thoughts and help support you in making the right choices for your health. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button for more helpful tips and advice tailored to seniors. Together, we can make your golden years truly golden.